Yo folks, so welcome. In today's video we'll be talking about some voluptuous waifus on my early impressions for Eroica. Of course there's some decent bandos and there's a familiar feeling with this game. Let's go ahead and show those voluptuous waifus in the summon section right here. You can see Wraith looking absolutely amazing, and then you also have Orlasha looking the voluptuousness, right? And then you can also go into the hero banner right here, the dip summon. They are on Wraith, specifically Wraith, not Orlasha, but maybe you can get Orlasha from the selective summon, and Wraith looking absolutely beautiful. We have Kipu Kiryu, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, a sit-in waifu as well. So if you want some variety in your gameplay and waifus and husbandos, this is one for you. But let's go ahead and check out the gameplay so you can see if this is for you, not for you, how it sort of flows. We're gonna go to the world map right here. Yes, there's a world map. Go into chapter 2 and we'll play the latest chapter. It was gonna be 2-10. I don't know if we can complete it because there's a lot of things to go through. There is an auto functionality. There's plenty of cutscenes and dialogue. This game is actually kind of interactive depending on the stage you're going through. And here we go. We're straight into the fight. Sometimes you're walking around, but I have it on auto 2 times. If you want me to slow it down, turn off to 2 times and actually select what you're going to be doing. You can see it's a very familiar feeling. This is going to be that Epic 7 style where you have 3 skills and you have like an extra ultimate ability. There is like a meter in order to cast the skills. There's cooldowns and everything. Let's go ahead and cast this skill so you guys can just see what it's all about. Right there, it's going to be an iceberg, and I got this character for free. All the characters that I have currently within this roster is free. So I got pretty far, chapter 2, no issues, and there's a lot of elemental farming. There's some gear farming in this game, so it does have that familiar vibe to it in case you're curious. We're gonna go ahead and put it on auto 2 times speed so you can view some gameplay action on the summons. Alright, so now that we're walking around on this stage, you guys can see a broader perspective on the gameplay. So right here, you can see I did the animations for the skills, do a little bit of stuns. There's, you know, the defense downs. There's a lot of familiar feelings when it comes to the Epic 7 vibe. Maybe you want to call it Summoner's Wars. It has like this train aspect to it, so it reminds me of Honkai Star Rail in some ways. But honest to God, the gameplay, it's just a borderline clone of Epic 7. The skills, they're not quite as complicated. I would say Artery Gear Fusion has that down right where you can manipulate turn orders, this, that, and the third. But this game is more about the interactive story that you have here and the characters that you can meet along the way. So this is another waifu that you can collect. She is pretty voluptuous, so you can see she has a certain thing going on right there, some cleavage. And let's go ahead and skip this. I haven't really been paying attention to the dialogue. Maybe it's really good. Magistrate Mints. She definitely sounds fancy, someone you don't want to mess with, and she has 5 health bars. I don't even know if I can win this, but let's see if we can. Couple thoughts when it comes to this game. You might not be interested in it in case like the animations don't tickle your fancy, but I think where it shines is the fact that you'll be familiar with it and it has a lot of meat to the game. It's not one of those where it's brainless, it's just like a pump and dump. It's not the typical UI that you get a copy-pasted idle game. This one actually has some mechanics to it. There's things that you can farm. You can actually farm hero shards in order to build up characters. One thing to note though, in order to get some of the shards, you have to collect the character or you have to do like some sort of format. It's kind of interesting because I know a lot of gacha games, they make it so that shards will be like in a hard stage or something. I haven't seen it. Maybe it gets added as we go through the game. I don't think I'm going to be able to complete this stage, so that's totally fine. Let's go ahead and do the give ups and we can come back to it a little bit later. And I can show you some things in order to improve myself, not spending money on the game because you really don't need to do that. You can go into the challenge section right here. And this is where everyone's going to feel very familiar with your standard gacha mechanic. So right here, guild requests, this is going to be where you can farm EXP potions. You can see right there. And then you can also farm some gold. So very natural. Everyone knows how this stuff works. And then you also have your dimensional rift, which is going to be your gear farming. And you unlock later stages based off of how far you are in story. That's a pretty familiar feeling. No, there isn't like some sort of thing where it's like, oh, I gotta fight Wyvern. You fight like a different swath of enemies based off elements. So for example, the weapons, you have to fight like fire enemies. And then for level 3, I think you have to fight like a different elemental enemies. Like there's a forest, there's a water, there's a fire, right? In that regard, it's a little bit different. Here's going to be your elemental farming stages where you need these little runes in order to upgrade the characters. How do I call this? Ascend their rune paths, I guess. And here's going to be another section where you get skill up material, so you can farm up skill up material. It doesn't use a molar gore system. Here's going to be the Nya dungeon, which is sort of like your rolling tower in some ways, like your tower modes. It's very familiar. I've completed 1-1, so I can't really get any rewards, so that part is nice. Then you have your actual tower modes, which gives you summon tickets and all sorts of things. So that's really cool. Let's go into the character upgrade section so you guys can see how that works. This is Sei. He's going to be your main character. He has like that owl shield. There's going to be your standard level up EXP potions. That's really nice. Also, this game has been out in JP, I think, for at least a year. You can also upgrade skills or change like certain skills passive, so you can increase defense or increase your max HP. This is a cool little feature. I don't think Epic 7 really had that and provides you a bit more flexibility. There is the skill upgrades where this is very familiar. If you upgrade the skill, they can get more skill damage, minus cooldown and all that stuff. And I like Sei because he has abilities where if he classes his S3, he can provide everyone a shield. Not the greatest thing, and we'll show off a tier list as well. If you go into the runes, which is going to be how you use the rune system, right? You can get extra upgrades. And right now I can engrave my way to level 5 to get more HP and all this stuff. So you can see I'm gonna need the forest runes in order to engrave it and get a little bit better on Sei. That for the most part is the straightforward things. There is going to be, your gift modes in case you want to love your husbando or your waifus and give them all of the upgrades via that fashion. And then of course there's this carriage mode where you can like walk around, and there's like idle modes right here, which is really nice. You get like 1,000 per hour, like these little coins right here, the training coins. You can exchange those coins in order to get EXP potions and all sorts of materials, right? So there's a lot of different features. There's crafting menus right here where you can craft accessories and all sorts of stuff. You can enhance your gear, very familiar there. And once you're back here in HQ, you can go into story right here. Hero Quest is another idle mode. So you can see there's 5 hours left in order to get some gold, and you might be able to get some premium currency as well. There is a separation between premium and free currency. It's going to be how you can farm shards for certain characters. For example, if I can do Wraith episode, once I collect her, I can get some shards of her. You can also do constellations, which increases everyone's attack or crit damage based off of the constellation that you're upgrading. And then there's replays in order for you to revisit the story, because there is going to be a lot of cutscenes in this game. Some complaints about the fact that you wish you could skip cutscenes. And then here's your arena modes, and there's a crucible trial, which I bet is either PvE or PvP mode. Now everything's covered. Let's go into the summon sections right here. I just want to go over it. You can see there's a free and paid methods of currency. Let's go ahead and jump back there. The packs haven't been too aggressive. And then here's the current on rate up banner to Star. I believe she is going to be a healer. So in case you want to see what she does, you can find her right here. And exactly Epic 7 vibes, right? You can see she does like the heals based off of her S1, and her S3 casts a heal based off of her rocker energy or rock spirit. So that's really nice. Let's go right here into the selective summon. I want to see if I can get Wraith or Orlasha. To be honest, I should probably get Orlasha or Orzlaha. I've been saying that wrong. Go right here into the tier list. As you can see, Orzlaha is going to be SS on PvE. Wraith isn't too far behind, being S-, so that is really nice as well. In case you want to differentiate a couple of things, you can go through these tier lists and see what you want. Just note that Wraith is the shadow and so is Orzlaha. So I believe they're going to be like assassination based characters. You probably want a decent healer, so picking up a Destar is going to be really nice. Or picking up Muto because she has both heals and debuff cleanse, and I think she's like the only one that has that. And we all know how healers are the best characters in this game, because supports pretty much reign forever. Feel free to check this out. I'll leave links down in the description for the tier list and whatnot. Let's go into the selective summons, and you go into the results right here. You can see I got this character. I think his name was like a Carson, right? Because Carson. And we'll do a resummon. You have 20 left, and I believe I can reset this account. I would not like to do that. And here's going to be the summon animation. Has that Honkai Star Rail feel because of the trains. And right there we get a guaranteed SSR. Who's it going to be? Oh, free booze is always welcome. All right. I think this is like the flame drinking waifu. Here's going to be her unique summon animation. And to be honest, you look really cool. She's actually really decent on tier list in case you care about any of that stuff. Or you just want a flamin' drunk waifu. We're gonna just go ahead and skip the rice. Ooh, the elf waifu looking nice as well. Oh, she's a 1-star Muto? That's really cool. So I guess you can go from there. And this guy's a 1-star? I didn't know. He looks pretty cool for a 1-star husbando. But we're gonna keep rolling it through and see if we can get something a little bit better. I want Orzlaha, or I want the Wraith waifu. Even though I can get Wraith from her current rate up banner. And I guess like the rolling gems in the back, that's just a thing. You remind me of just any basic hero, like royalty character right there. Ooh, you look really cool as well, Xenia. I like how the 1-stars in this game do have viability because you can raise the stars and make them better. There's just too many times in a lot of games where it's like 1-stars or lower rarities don't get some love. Thing is how this game does it a slightly bit different or more free-to-play friendly. That is really good to see. Whether this is free-to-play friendly, I have no idea. I haven't put enough time and energy into it. But the fact that you can farm shards after you get certain heroes, the fact that 1-stars are viable, I think that is a pretty decent shoo-in. You might be seeing some other things where this might not be hero as you are seeing summon animations flow throughout the video. That's because there's something known as the pre-core system. Is this Wraith? Yo, let's go. All right, I would like you, but I kind of want Orzlaha. So I see her summon animation right here, her voluptuousness and the way she walks, pretty amazing. Nice. And these are the pre-cores. This is going to be, I guess, like your cards or artifacts that everyone is sort of familiar with. Let's go ahead and do resummons, and you know, they grant extra stat bonuses, extra effects. This, that, and the third, how you see artifacts and what they do. Let's go ahead and slash that ticket. Is this Orzlaha? Is this a character? Yes, it is. The mommy waifu has come home. This is the one I'm picking because I want to see if I can get Wraith on the other banner. How do I feel overall for this game? I think it has decent potential depending on the localization and the monetization, and if people can actually develop a community around it. And let's go ahead and check our heroes. And right here we have Orzlaha, looking voluptuous and very beautiful. I can't wait to raise her and just, you know, dig more into this game if I like it, if I have the time. But yeah, those are the voluptuous waifus that you can collect within Eroica, tier list and all, in case you want some advice on who to pull for. Like I said, recommend getting some healers on your team. That way you don't have too much difficulty. You always need support. I don't recommend summoning on the pre-cores just yet because that's not really that necessary. There's going to be pity systems and all in case you're interested in that information. But we'll see how it goes as we jump into the global or full launch. You can play this right now on TapTap. No, it's not sponsored. Just had to say that. But anyways, if you made it this far in today's video, consider subscribing, dropping a like, leaving a comment. Follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter. Once we have 35,000 subs, we're doing a giveaway. Also, we need to select a winner for that pre-con video sponsor. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so we're back here. We're gonna copy this link right here. We're gonna place this into the URLs and filter duplicate users. And we're gonna go ahead and exclude myself. Okay, get YouTube comments. Let's go ahead and see. There's 38 unique comments. See who's going to be the winner this one, and it's going to be Psycho. Oh man, Psycho, hit me up, get your giveaways and all that stuff. And yeah, you know, thanks so much for everyone who commented this one and just supports the channel by clicking the links and checking out the games. But most of all, I think Eroica is a pretty decent game when it releases. Not for everyone because it might be a little bit slow paced, but it's a fun one. Thanks so much for watching. Have yourself a fantastic day once again, and see y'all in the next one.